Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Um, so I'm excited to announce that I'm creating a new series on Kubernetes playlist. This playlist will be divided into the lessons, and our first lesson will be focusing on that how we can create EKS cluster using the Terraform. So in this lesson, I will walk you through the setting of the EKS cluster using the Terraform. We will also going to create the ECR repo for storing the uh, Docker images. So before we dive in, please note that the prerequisites for creating the EK cluster, we need a VPC ID and the subnets, which already I have created in the Mumbai region. So as you know that already I have created the VPC with the CIDR of 10.0.0/16, and this is the VPC ID. And inside that I have created the three subnets which are in the different zones, where I have the one route table. Inside the route table, I have attached the my internet gateway, and also I have attached the subnets over here. Okay, so so I will I will guide you the setup process. So already I have cloned this code on my the local laptop. So if I walk you through this code, so let's talk about the acm.tf first. So here I am creating the one acm certificate, which I will use on my load, which I will use on the load balancer level, which we will see on the in the next video, where I will explain that how we can set up Ingress engine and Ingress controller in the AWS. For this, so here I am validation and everything. So so just make a note that for the prerequisite for this, that this code dev the cloud domain hosted zone should be present over there. Then we have called data.tf. Here I am fetching the account ID. And then third we have ecr.tf, from where I am using the for each loop, where I am creating the multiple repositories. And then we have a main code, which is our eks.tf, where I'm using the open source Terraform module, where I'm using specifying the Terraform module open source version. I'm passing the cluster name, cluster version, lock types, and if you want your cluster should be the publicly accessible, then you have to make it true. But definitely this is not recommended when you do a production gate setup. Then definitely it should be false, and your cluster should be connected via the VPN. And if we talked about the cluster add-on, then we are installing the Code ENS, Kube Proxy, and VPC CNI. And I am also creating the one IAM role and the IAM role for our VPC CNI. And here I am passing the subnet IDs. Definitely, we will talk about the local.tf after the discussion of the eks.tf. And then we have the eks dot and access entity. So this new thing introduced in the Kubernetes cluster, that previously we were managing the user permission from the AWS auth, right, config map. But now we can manage this from the Terraform. We will see in this video. And here I am creating the one IAM role for the VPC CNI. Then we have a local.tf. In the local.tf, I am for this setup I'm using the Terraform workspace. So Terraform workspace, I'm using it to create the Kubernetes cluster, where I'm passing the every information from the local.tf. Then we have output. After the one cluster creation, you will see the output with the cluster name, version, and the endpoint. And then we have the provider.tf, where I am storing my tf state file on this bucket. And yeah, everything I'm using here the two providers, a Kubernetes provider to create the Kubernetes cluster, and provider helm. So in the next video, that you will see that I am going to install the engineering controller via the provider of the help. Okay. And then we have variable.tf, where I am creating the variables. And this is the main file. You can see that this is the terraform.tf file, where I'm using the Terraform workspace, which is currently we have the default. And this is the global variables. It means that here we are passing the cluster information, which is the cluster name, environment, region. And we talked about the VPC ID, right, in the starting of the video. Then we have VPC CIDR. Then we have public subnet. Definitely it should be the private as well. and then you can pass it from the cluster version. And here, yeah, from here we are passing the ECN name as well. Then if we talked about this column, from here we are creating the node groups. So this is the key which I have given a name called general workload v4. You can create the multiple node group as well. Here I am creating the auto scaling configuration. Then here I am passing the instance type. The capacity type is a spot, or you can say on demand, but for the demo purpose I have used a spot. And here I am attaching the SSM policies on my EC2 instances, so that we don't need the PEM file for the SSH. And then you can enable the log type of your clusters. And this is the one thing which I was talking earlier regarding the giving the access permission for your user. So these are the managed policy which is created by the EKS. So this is the view policy. If you add the user ARN here, the user will get the read only permission, and if you get the if you add your user here, then it will get the admin cluster admin. He will get the access. So, okay, then we have the configuration of the code ANS. Okay, so let's start with the setup. So let's do Terraform init. Oh, sorry. So let's go to the inside the folder. Then we have Terraform init. It will initialize the backend and install the your modules inside the Terraform folder or Terraform folder. Then we can see that the Terraform plan. So if we do Terraform plan, you can see that in the Terraform plan, we will see that what are the uh, means resources are going to create in our account. So if I scroll up, you can see that this is going to create the KMS key, and this is going to create the policy for you, and this is create the launch template, because definitely we are using the managed node group. Okay, so all the information you can see in the Terraform plan. So let's do Terraform apply. And let's do yes. I'm pausing this video for the 5 minutes, and I will get back to you after once the my cluster and node group will be up and running. Yeah, so our EKS cluster has been created successfully, and you can see all the details in the output. So currently you can see the ARN of your ASM certificate, cluster endpoint, the cluster name, and the version. So let's try to connect the cluster. So this is the command to connect the cluster, where we have to pass the region name wherever the our cluster is running, and here we have to pass the cluster name. So let's enter. So one kubeconfig file has been generated for us. Let's do kubectl get nodes. You can see that our one node is up and running. Then we will do kubectl get port -a. I hope you find this video helpful. Please like and comment on the video, and if you found any issue, uh, please feel free to raise on the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe my channel for the more content. Thank you.